videos are considered one of the distractions that students can just watch a good part or some part of the video and then leave for anything else. So here we advise the teachers to put some questions or some kind of picture or something inside the video to ensure that the students are following and watched the whole video. Okay. How can we let the students get the access to the content? The first thing is using the internet. We can also use flash drives if the students don't have access to the internet. And we can also use DVDs. We can give the students the contents that we want them to work on at home using the internet, using flash drives, and also using DVDs. And as we said, we should teach the students how to watch or deal with the materials. How to watch the video is something very crucial and very important in order not to let them waste their time without an objective or without focusing on some kind of information. I think this is something like reading. You know, reading should have a purpose. Without a purpose, we cannot ensure that the students are following the video or the material that we're giving them. So we should give them some questions, something to work on while watching. Okay. Step 8, plan a warm up and a wrap up. Of course, in the traditional learning, it's a step in planning a lesson is using a warm up and a wrap up. But some of us miss this step while dealing with flipping or the flipped learning. Of course, we should prepare the students for at the beginning of the class, we should prepare a warm up. And after finishing the exercises and finishing dealing with the information and the content that we sent them, we should have a wrap up in order to connect the information all together and to make sure that the students get the most of the lesson. Step 9, this is a very important step. How I will assess the different activities in the lesson. How I will assess the different activities in the lesson. This is a question that I should ask myself. Can you give me some idea of ways to assess these activities?
Um, I think that there should be rubrics to assess these activities. How they are done? Are they suitable? The timing of the activities, would that benefit or not? Did it achieve the learning outcome or not?
Great. That's great. And I agree with you totally concerning the timing and if this activity fulfill the objectives of the lesson or not. So can anyone give me his idea or can anyone share? What are the ways of assessing the activities? Quizzes, wonderful. Case study assignments, great. Any other things? Questions, wonderful. Debates, riddles, great. Of course, I think the students will like this idea of using riddles. Wonderful. And the main thing while choosing this kind of activities is the objective of the lesson, and also the level of the students and what I want to assess. This is a very important thing. Is it, or is this activity working on fluency, for example, or accuracy? So I should put in mind what I want to assess in order not to let it go with other mistakes of the students, and we will not benefit from finding every mistake in the lesson. We should focus on one thing, or focus on something that we want to assess depending on the objective of the lesson. Step 10. What is your role as a teacher in that class? What is your role as a teacher in that class? Of course, we think here of the real class, not the flipped class. We give them a content at home, and then we come to the class and we're dealing with some activities. What is your role here?
I think your role, the teacher will be a mentor in this case.
A mentor.
Yeah.
Good. Any other things? Can he use lectures here? Can he use lectures? What do you
Y-
think?
Yes, sometimes if I need.
Yes. When do you think he needs lectures?
Once he wants to deliver some content that the students couldn't get it by research or achieve it through their discovery or projects they have done.
Great, wonderful, wonderful, Amani. Big hand for Amani. Of course, the teacher can be a lecturer here, because if he, as a mentor, finds something that the students couldn't understand, so he should explain it. He should explain it to the students. It's okay. So lectures is not something wrong. We use it when we want to use it, or when it is important to use it. But mainly the teacher in the flipped lesson is a mentor in the first place, is a guide in the first place, and he can interfere when he sees that it's important to interfere here, or to lecture here, or explain. Of course, this depends on his observation of the class. Step 11. Observe and take notes when you're applying that lesson. Do you think we mean here by observing the students, or observing the steps that I, as a teacher, used through the lesson? Do you think observing here is for the lesson or for the students? The question for everyone. Do you think in this step both? Okay, what else? Some of you said both of the students and the learning process. Okay, here in this step, this is related more to the learning process, because in all the steps the teacher is observing the students, but also he should observe his work, what went wrong and what went well. If the activities he used were relevant and were yes, in the messages here we observe the conduct of students towards handling the knowledge. That's great for teacher for evaluation, and that's it. So At Sabri said that both, and for the teacher for evaluation, yes, for reflecting on the lesson, because I as a teacher choose certain activities, but I don't know whether they will go well with the students will understand them, they will assess what I want directly and correctly. So I should observe and take notes when I'm applying the lesson, what went well and what went wrong, in order to reflect on my lesson. Step 12, ask for feedback. Ask for feedback. Do you think we should only ask teachers for feedback, or we should ask the students? What do you think? Do you think asking for feedback should be from teachers or from students? And how can I use asking for feedback for reflecting on my lesson?
Asking for
Can I answer?
Okay?
Can I answer?
Yes, go on.
Okay. Asking for feedback. I, as a teacher, I'm going to ask my students at the end of the lesson or at the end of the class to give me feedback.
Okay.
To give me feedback. I will say, I will tell them, tell me about something that you wonder about, or tell me about something that you love about this lesson, and tell me also about something that you don't like, or you feel that you aren't satisfied with.
Great, that's wonderful. So I can get feedback from the students by asking indirect questions, whether to give me which part of the lesson they liked most and which was the most difficult part of the lesson. That's great. Can anyone give me another idea? Hmm? Asking them to summarize what they get. So this will give me an idea whether they get all the information or not. That's good. And what about teachers' feedback? How can I ask for teachers' feedback?
I think teachers' feedback will be through peer observation.
Great,
Um, yeah, I think that we can accompany some teachers with us, or novice teachers, to show them and ask them for feedback.
great. So we can use peer observation for asking teachers to give feedback. Also, we can show the teachers some of the activities that I prepared, some of the materials that I prepared to give me their opinion. So I can use this step at the end of the lesson, and I can use it through the lesson in order to make sure that everyone or every exercise I use or everything I use in the classroom will be for the students' good thing, and they will benefit from it. Okay, the last step is sharing what I do. Sharing what I do. Of course, this step comes after reflecting on my lesson and deciding which goes well and which goes wrong. And after I finish teaching the lesson, I think most of the teacher do this or should do this. They should replace the activities, for example, that didn't go well. They should think of the response of the students towards some exercises. They should, for example, increase the exercises that focus on the students working together or peer-to-peer working. So sharing what I do is always after I finished reflecting on my lesson, and this tip will give other teacher an idea, or will make it easy for other teachers to find a content for their lesson, because in the step of choosing a content to share with the students, I can make my own videos, and I can choose some videos of my colleagues or some videos from the internet. So it's an important idea to give a variety of things that I, as a teacher, can choose for my students, depending on their age and their level of mastering this topic, for example, and it will give the students a variety of things to do to work with. Do you agree, or somebody have another idea? Okay. So the last step was to share what I do. And this is the last step of planning the lesson. And I hope this session was so beneficial for you. And I hope we all get the most of it and benefit for each other experience. And I hope to see you in coming session. If you have anything to add, please do. Okay, I'll give you the references on the, thank you. Thank you so much. I was very happy to be with you today, and I hope to participate with you in other sessions, coming sessions.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Asma, for
Okay.
everything you have done for us today. Really great effort and informative session. I would like to share your ideas, inshallah, بإذن الله, your presentation and the video will be on our platform. Okay. Thanks to everybody for coming here today and for your efforts to share ideas and exchange experiences together.
Excuse me, Miss Amani. Yes,
Yes.
could Miss Asma, yes, just type her email, and please, if there is a list of references, could share it with us. Thank you.
Okay, I'll put another slide for references and send this presentation for Amani to share with you, inshallah.
Okay. And I'm waiting. Inshallah, بإذن الله, will be shared on the platform.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Any questions? Any questions?
Sorry, I'm sorry, I don't hear it. Where are you going to put the slide of the references on the website?
Via the platform, as usual.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for all of you.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Dale.